Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick how-to video on how to dry your clothes using a dryer. So typically if if you haven't already, please subscribe to the SterlingW channel. Big thank you to all 9,000 plus subscribers. Whether you're looking for DIYs, how-tos, or Costco finds, it's pretty much on my SterlingW channel. Anyways, I already did a few videos on how to wash your clothes with Tide Pods as well as regular detergent. If you want to, I'll leave a link below, as well as links later. This is a standard issued Whirlpool dryer, and also it's very simple. There's only so many functions like automatic dry, fluff air, time dry, and wrinkle shield. It's actually just dial the thing and turn it on, and that's about it. But before we start anything, you want to take out the lint filter, and this is lint that came out of your clothes. So usually this will catch pretty much lint and everything else. So you want to just rub your hand against it or a towel or something, and then just pick off all the lint. So for two reasons: one, you don't want too much lint there because it isn't dry your stuff effectively if this filter is full. Two, it might be a fire hazard. Never tried it before because I always clean my lint, but it's probably not good for the dryer. So me and a bunch of friends and also a landlord actually pitched in to buy this new dryer like years ago, and it's already been like close to 9 years. So these Whirlpool ones work pretty well. Actually, it's been probably more than 9 years, probably 10 years. Anywho, it was like a $400, $500 dryer. I'll put a link below for other dryers like this, but they sell this at from Costco to a plant store. It's about $400 or $500, and it's electric or gas. It really doesn't matter. It works the same way. It's just that electric ones use up more power. Gas one uses natural gas, which burns gas, and basically it might be cheaper, depends on where you are. Anywho, after you wiped off most of that lint with a towel or stuff, it just gets, you want to make sure it's nice and clean. So before you put it back in, so you go put that thing back in there, make sure it's all the way in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a dryer sheet in here after I wipe down the top of this dryer. And to pick up, I usually just use, balanced dryer sheets. You can use any dryer sheets, to be honest, but the dryer sheet, what it does is takes out makes it softer, and also the fabric feels softer. Also, it takes away any static cling and stuff, which is nice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and load it. I'm gonna leave some links below for dryer sheets as well, because one of those boxes will last pretty much a few years. How I use it. So you can notice that I have like guys' clothes. So this is pretty much dark clothes and light clothes all together. So I typically check on all the clothing with zippers and buckles and belts and whatever, or buttons. I typically put the zippers together, because the reason for this is that I don't want that zipper to start grinding and cutting other fabric, especially if I put like some other shirts in there that are weaker, or underwear that might be soft. You don't want it to scratch and get caught, nor do you want to scratch up the entire interior drum of that the dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and put my beddings in there and everything else like that. Now this is not really a full load. I did this for a demonstration, so I just had a half a load. I usually wait till this whole load's full. So after I wash my clothes, I always run through a rag, clean rag that we have next to the washing machine, so it could pick up any of the weird water residue that's on the side, so it doesn't have mildew or anything, of course. That's how I do it, so it just keeps the mildew from going. And for my sweaters, I typically don't dry my sweaters in the dryer. You could, it'll shrink a little, and I don't want it to shrink. So what I do is I basically take the sweater, zip it up so that it's the same shape, and I'm going to hang this. Same thing with dress shirts as well as slacks, dress pants. Anything dark is the same rule. I hang them instead of dry them with a clothing dryer. If there was a weird situation where I need to dry it, then sure. But every dark clothes or colorful clothes that I have that is like a darker color, I don't want to put in the dryer because it's going to cause it to look faded afterwards. So I typically don't put any super dark clothes. I don't put any dark pants, dark clothing in there. I don't put any dress shirts in there either for the dryer. I typically take it out. I inspect it and make sure it's nice and straight. I stretch it out a little, and then I'm gonna put on a hanger so I can hang dry the stuff. So most of the wrinkles will come out. I only buy like your wrinkle-free clothing, so most of it has some synthetics in it so that it stays wrinkle-free after it dries. So for these sweaters and stuff, to keep the shape and form, I just let it hang dry, because most of the water is already rinsed out with that front load dryer. It already spinned out of it, most of the water out. So like my dark clothes, I never put in the dryer because it's going to fade the coloring of the darks. Also the super red vibrant colors, I don't put that in either. And also dress clothes, like dress shirts, I don't put that in as well. So we already cleaned the lint filter, so we'll go ahead and close it. All the other clothes there is similar colors. You don't want to mix colors too much because it causes it to, you know, it just makes it darker or lighter or grayer. So anywho, I'm putting it to less dry because it's a little better. I don't want it to be fully dried and overheat this thing. I put a medium heat as well as there's a push to start for the to start these things. I'm holding it down for 2-3 seconds. It turns up and starts spinning, and it's good to go. That's it. If you have any comments, leave it below. Subscribe, like, hit the bell button for more DIYs as well as how-tos. And you know, please like and leave some comments below. Anyways, big thank you to all of you guys for watching. If again, you know, my channel mostly has like Costco finds, DIYs, and how-tos, and a lot of laundry stuff because that's what a typical guy does in terms of, you know, well, this is how my routines are. Whether it's fixing stuff or you know, repairing things, check it out on my channel. There's plenty of how-to and stuff that I do around the house, as well as, you know, reviews of stuff I buy at Costco and stuff I buy online. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned for more. See you next time. Bye-bye.